Okay, we are going to do 2 examples on this worksheet. Yours looks blank, mine's all filled in. You should have found this in your folder back there when you came into the classroom. So if you will, go to that sheet. This is section 10.2, arcs and angles. We are actually going to do example 2 first, and we're going to come back to example 1. Okay? So take a second. Under example 2, I want you to draw a circle, and please put the center in the middle of your circle. Okay, so try your best at drawing the circles there. If you have your own compass, you're welcome to pull your compass out to use. Please do not use my compasses today. It's going to be too much trouble to get those out. If you don't have your own compass, just do your best. If it doesn't quite look like a perfect circle, try your best, and you might need to erase and try again. Make it look pretty much like a good, decent circle there. Please put in a diameter here, and let's call this diameter AB. Remember, the diameter has to go through the center. Put another diameter on there. That looks like this, kind of going from the upper left to lower right of your circle. Make sure your diameter goes through your center. Okay. Put a radius on here from the center straight up and label this point C. Okay. Now, you've got some information. If you will read with me, it's printed on your sheet here. In a circle, this one in fact, this is circle F, the measure of angle DFA is 50. So go from D to F to A, find that angle, you see it here, it's 50. Okay? And you are also given that CF is perpendicular to BF, or to FB. So put that 90 degrees right here. On the other side as well, if that's 90, over here is also got to be 90. Okay? Now, we are going to find each measure. And when it says each measure, it means the measure of the arc. Okay? Now, you've got 3 blanks over here. Your first blank, it wants you to find the measure of arc BE. Here is another way to make that notation. The measure of arc BE, please write this on your page in that blank. You put a little arc over the letters BE. Okay, now, where is that arc on this picture? We talked about this earlier. An arc is part of your circumference. So just this little part right here, we want that arc measure. Okay, here's what you need to know about arc measures. They are exactly the same as this angle that is in the center. Okay, can you see this little arc BE right here is made by this angle BFE. It's kind of, this angle cuts off that arc. So think of it like this. How many degrees are there all the way around a circle? There are 360. Now, if you play an extreme sport, let's say like snowboarding, what does it mean for a snowboarder to do a 360? Or a skateboarder to do a 360? It means they jump in the air and they turn all the way around in one rotation and land back down, going the same way that they started. So 360 is a full circle. An arc measure says how much of that circle are you going around. So right here for BE, we want to see, all right, how much of this whole 360 are we going around? So we can look right here in the middle and consider what's this angle. Now, if you've already kind of looked at your picture and stood back, you know what that angle measure is. If this one's 50 over here, do you see the vertical angles forming right here? That one right across from it is also going to be 50 vertical angles. So if this angle measure is 50, that is the same thing as saying the arc measure of BE is 50. Okay? So how much of the circle are we taking? We're taking 50 degrees of the whole 360. Okay. Your next measure that we want to find is the measure of arc CBE. Okay. Please write this as the first thing in that second blank. This is your notation. Now, sometimes they will choose to use 3 letters. If they only use 2 letters, you are going to go the shortest distance between those 2 letters. So B to E, really short distance right there. Did anybody think about this? Couldn't you go all the way around that way to get from B to E? If they want you to go all the way around this way, they will use 3 letters. Okay, so follow the letter order. Now, sometimes even in a small arc, like CBE, look at it. Here's C, here's B, here's E. Even in a arc that's less than 180, sometimes they'll use the 3 letters. So travel from C, go through B, go to E. Okay, and you can see this arc that we're talking about. How can I get the arc measure from C to E? Well, let's look at the angles that are involved. When I start at C and I go to B, how many degrees is that? That's 90. When I go from B down to E, that's 50. So what's your total? 90 plus 50. That gives you 140. So this arc measure is 140 degrees. Okay. All right, let's try the last one. Please write down this notation. Measure of angle ACE. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Find A. We're going to go from A through C all the way over to E. So here we go. We need all of that. Okay. Now, there's many different ways you can do this. Many different. Some of you might pick out your diameters. Let's talk about this for a second. If you have a diameter, how much is this arc that's cut off by this diameter? If we put CD on here, what's the measure of arc CD? Well, a diameter is half of a circle. So what's halfway around their 360? 180. Also, you got a straight line right there. So 180 is going to appear. You can use that 180 tool to help you at any moment. So look at this picture here. We want to start at A and go all the way to E. I kind of can pick out this diameter right here, and don't you see that from E all the way to D, this is a 180 right there. You agree with that? And then we've got 180, and we need to go all the way down to A, and that's a 50. So can we add 180 and 50 together? That's going to give you 230. That is your measure from your E all the way back over to your A over here. 230 is your answer. Okay. Let's just talk briefly. What's another way that we could do this? Take a look here. You know that this little piece here, BE, is 50. CB is real easy to get because it told you is 90 here. DA we know is 50 here. Could you fill in the missing piece right there, the measure of CD? Well, what do you know about this side over here? This is a 90 degrees on the other side. You already got 50. So what else do you need to complete out that other 90? You need the 40. You could find each piece here. And then from A to E, you could add together all the little pieces that you need. When you add together 50 plus 40 plus 90 plus 50, you're going to get your 230. Okay? All right, let's look at example number 1. Take a second and draw this circle. Make sure you put the center in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to draw this, and I'm going to do this one kind of quickly. So if you need to pause this Feel free to get Miss Webb to pause it for you. But I'm going to draw a diameter in here, AB, to start with. O is the center of the circle. You've got another diameter, DE. Okay. I'm going to tell you 25x is there. I'm going to tell you this other little slice of your pie here is 3x. Another angle right here, this slice is 2x degrees. That is all the information that you're given, and your directions are to find the measure of the angle AOD. Now, I want you to look at the angle AOD. Here's A, here's O, here's D. In the ends, that's the angle that we want to find. Let me say this to you. They could have also asked you to find the measure of the arc AD. Okay, so take a look. Where's the arc AD? Right here. That is the same measure as this angle that is in the center right there. So they could have said either one of these, and we're going to be getting the same measure here. Now, I want you to look at what you have, 25x, 3x, and 2x. What do you notice about all those three angles together? What are they forming right here? You see this diameter? You got a straight line. How many degrees is that straight line? Half of a circle, 180. So what can we do with 25x, 3x, 2x? Look at where those angles are representing. Those three right there together form that 180. So here we go, 25x plus 3x plus 2x totals 180, that straight line. Okay. Now, can you solve it from here? Put together all your x's. That's 30x. When you divide 180 by 30 in this last step, it will go evenly 6 times. Always, 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 always go back and look at what you want to find. We don't want just x. We need it to find the measure of AOD. So now we go back here. 25x is representing AOD. So what can you do? Let's take our x, plug it in, and 25 times 6. If you got 6 quarters, how much money you got? $1.50. So 150 is the angle measure for angle AOD. Once you have that, could you fill in all the other angles on this page? You sure could. You sure could. Look at this one up here. What's 3 times 6? 18 degrees. What's 2 times 6? 12 degrees. Could you tell me what AOE over here is going to be? You see its vertical angle is both of these together. So, what's 18 and 12 together? That gives you 30. Yeah? Could we easily find EOB down here? What's his vertical angle? 150. You could find a lot of different things once you get one piece. It's really easy a lot of times to fill in the rest. How could we also find this 30 right here? Did you see this 180, this straight line coming in right there? Okay, if you know this one's 150, then this small piece down below has got to be 30 to make out what's your total? 180. Okay, so look for tips. Look for all kinds of clues. Remember what you know about circles. Please try your homework. If you need to go back and review this video and pull it back, I know I went fast on this one. Feel free to do that before you get started. You do need to have everything that's on your homework board over there finished. Turn in to me tomorrow. Please come to class tomorrow ready to go quick because we got Pi Day tomorrow and we're going to see if we can do a little bit of the fun stuff near the end of the class. Okay, thank you.